Hey everyone, I just got a message I want to share with you all. I'm hearing the jingle to the State Farm uh, theme, whatever you call it. We are farmers, dun 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 dun. And I'm seeing like a collective of us all like in overalls with like straw hats and pitchforks. I know that's just a stereotype, but like the point of the image, I think, was like we are moving collectively into an era where we are planting our seeds. And it's a quiet time, but it's like there's so much happening under the surface. And I did pull some cards. I'll pull some more, but I wanted to start here because I loved this confirmation of the sunflowers. And I think, yeah, like last night I just posted a video where I had heard the message that there's some kind of solar flare activity coming soon. And I know there has been. It's, of course, the sun is always doing things, but it's like been kind of like intensifying in waves through 2025 and certainly will continue to do so in 2026. I don't know a lot about that in great detail, but like I'm seeing again, like all these like fiery sun elements that are like, it's like light pouring onto the earth that is going to nurture the seeds that are being planted right now. So if you're feeling urged to do anything that would move you closer to a heart goal, whether it's starting a new business, like joining a new friend group, going on that date, doing something and particularly really like creative and expansive. There's a lot of primal, like sacred sexual creation energy right now that's like really potent. But it's all under the surface again. So it's like letting yourself be led to do that thing that gives you that spark of warmth inside. I'm seeing almost like the seed itself being the initiator, both you initiating by planting the seed, but the seed in itself initiating something in you. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. So the other card I pulled is the King of Wands here. I love this king. I love this deck, by the way. What is it called? Heavenly Bloom. Sorry, I had to look at it. The art is so beautiful, and it's got this like, it's hard to see, but it has this beautiful like rose gold edging on all the cards. But I love that there's always this easy quality to the king, and they're just kind of effortlessly sitting there in their absolute opulence. And that's what this feels like. Like it should be effortless. Being in this stage of planting is not about struggle. It's about creating through joy. And I think again that's why that like sacred sexual energy is coming in. Like it should feel like pleasure. You might even at this time, if you're in a partnership, be conceiving a baby. So if you're not interested in that or ready for that, maybe this is a time to be a little extra cautious, use a little extra protection there, because it's really is like this bubbling under the surface potent energy right now. It's like whatever you plant is going to really grow. And I heard in the next 6 to 9 months, so that could be a pregnancy for some of you. You may be finding out that you've recently become pregnant. If so, I hope that's a congratulations to you. But this feels like something that is being initiated now and is going to come to fruition in the summer months, maybe late summer, like August or September at the latest. But, I'm getting shivers. It's like you're going to start to see signs of it sooner, but that will be a big culmination point. I'm also loving anywhere I see the color red and a color orange because it feels like confirmation of that. But I think it's interesting here. I just pulled 3 cards that feature red and white really prominently here. So here we have the King of Swords. We've had 2 kings now that have come forward. We've had a Page of Cups. So we have fire energy represented, and then water energy, and now we have Queen of Cups. The combination of fire and water feels like it fits with the themes of 2026 that keep cropping up to me internally and what I'm hearing. We know we're going to be entering the year of the fire horse in Chinese astrology in February. And there's a lot of forward momentum with that energy. And I'm getting shivers again. I think I gave a reading on this like in December about this kind of like quiet period before this huge leap, push forward, like a horse like bolting out of the stable. There's like this forward momentum. And so it's like everything you're doing now is helping to build that momentum. So when the door is opened, when it's almost like a catapult, was like when that like cord is cut or that elastic like released, it's like the force that moves forward will be equal to the force that like held back or retained it. How am I trying to say this? Like, it's part of this energy right now of doing things under the surface. Okay, thank you. So yeah, it's like some of you might be wanting to keep what you're doing like under wraps. Now that might be for you, that might look like, for example, like me, like you might be technically on YouTube, for example, like promoting yourself or building a community, but you maybe haven't told like your family yet that you're doing this, or you're maybe drawing up plans to start a business and you've contacted like the Chamber of Commerce in your town, but you haven't presented to your family or friends that you're going to make this huge move. So it's like there's actions being taken, but it's like you haven't had that public launch yet that you're going to have. Or if you have launched yourself publicly, it's been at like at a quiet level, and that is good. That's fine. It's kind of a testing the waters period. It's sort of like a drawing up the plans period. But again, like as much as you can do now and dream and plant those seeds, it's going to explode open this year, so that there is going to be a really big launch of you very publicly in the warmer months of the year. And so this combination of fire and water energy and the red and the white feels like you dreaming of passions and making plans to bring those passions into the material plane. But like it's like the white is the dominant color right now. The red is sort of like look like hidden like under her cloak. It's her hair. It's the cushion she's sitting on the edge of her gown. There's like, it's sort of like it's passion being hinted at right now. There's something just really like covert about it. But the coversion, is that a word? The covering, it's like that white, all this white fabric almost feels like divine protection, like keeping you safe, keeping you shrouded until you're ready to reveal. So I'm quite excited to know more about what that is. If this resonates with you, please like and share, make a comment. I'd love to hear. And yes, this really does feel like it's very particular to individuals who are starting to feel they identify with what's being called Group 7. But I don't feel like this message is only for those people in that group, which is why I'm not necessarily labeling it that in the title of this video. It feels like there's overlap with other collectives doing similar work. And I think that's always the case. It's not like this black and white thing, like I'm this, you're that. When group 6 is done, 7 starts, it's like we have all of these interconnected energies. I think of them almost as like watercolor blobs or like dots that are bleeding into each other. And so it's like you can be in more than one, I think. You can be in more than one anything because we're constantly shifting. We're constantly picking new timelines. This deck does not want to come out, so maybe I won't use it. Maybe I'll stick with the other one. I keep shuffling like nothing's coming. So, never feel like you have to be locked into anything ever. But I do feel like this is both for group 7s and for, well, anyone who feels drawn to this video. If you're here, chances are this is for you. But it feels like, they're saying opportunity work. That's interesting. So they're saying like don't forget you have free will. Like if you're here, then you're here because you want to be. So chances are some part of your soul is feeling the need to be here. Okay. Ooh, 5 of Swords. Okay, let's look at that. Because this is kind of like a different direction. To be honest, I was just like pulling as I was talking. So, but look, okay, wait a minute. Look, can you see that? I'm like trying to make it not blurry. But he's actually cutting a ribbon, like literally cutting a cord. So when I read, I do consider what the kind of formal meaning of the tarot is, but I tend to primarily go first with what my gut tells me and like what in the image is calling me to pay attention to it. Because at the end of the day, everything's just like a tool, right? This is like a tool for you, a physical tool for you to focus the subconscious mind. So the significance for me here is the cord cutting. Okay. They're saying don't be alarmed or disappointed in yourself. I feel like there's some of you who are feeling almost like a sense of shame that you might be going through kind of some bad feelings right now. You might be fighting with someone or in conflict or trying to get out of a conflict. There's definitely some kind of walking away situation. And now I'm suddenly feeling like the need to clear my throat. So it's like there is like some congestion here. There might be some chakra clearing that some of you are doing in this process, where your body is eliminating buildup of toxins or lower energies that are now going to be moving through your body's natural filtration system in order to be eliminated. So you might feel a little under the weather. Pay attention to that. You might want to be sleeping more, drinking more water, resting more, peeing more, getting more out of you. But that sense of shame, I'm feeling like some of you are thinking because you're welcoming this process that it should be like all hearts and roses and like sunny, like 24/7. And if there's a moment where it's not, or a situation where it's not, you're like, am I failing? Am I doing it wrong? Is this not for me? And it's like, no, I think the predominant energy is really happy. I feel that we are, the more that we're in our power of planting the seeds that give us joy, to me, it's almost like impossible to not feel uplifted by that. But that doesn't mean that like life doesn't have conflict or you're never going to feel a moment of sadness. So part of it is a purge. So you might even have feelings coming up about someone you haven't thought of in 10 years. And it's like an old hurt that was like in you. And that is just bubbling to the surface to be let go now because you're not going to want to bring it with you into this next stage. I'm getting shivers there. So that's definitely for someone watching this. But it's also it's just like, it's okay to just not be like 100% joyful all the time. I think it's like super toxic, like when you know, in the spiritual community, as it's called, like people are all like, it's just good vibes, because we're, you know, existing in an onslaught all the time of like weather, air pollution, news, you know, people in your life who you care about but you don't necessarily maybe agree with on something, or like I don't know, just like life, like it happens. It's okay to to meet resistance in these things. Okay, it's like, don't beat yourself up because you felt frustrated or pissed off, or anything you conceive of as like negative. Remember that the emotions are like an indication tool for you to observe states of being. So rather than assigning kind of like moral value to one feeling over another feeling, like try to let yourself exist more in a state where just all of your feelings are just feelings. And any single one of them is useful to you in that moment to help you bring awareness to your state of being in that moment. I don't know if that helps, but just like, you know, take the weight off yourself. Don't beat yourself up. That's not nice. I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't do that to my friend. So, all right. What else we got? Oh, you guys. I can't shuffle these cards. They're so cute and pretty, but like they're really long and I have small hands. So I like shuffle like it's like really awkward. That's why I tend to do the hold it in your hand and like kind of rifle, because it tends to just like be easier to let a jumper. Here we go. Here's a jumper. Oh, yeah. Four of Swords. Yeah. So, yeah, this is like, to me, the give yourself a break card. Like, you gotta chill. Some of you I'm literally seeing are gonna do those like salt, what are they called? I want to say deprivation tank. That sounds really like crazy sounding, but it's like where you're lying in like salt water and it's like really like thick, so you really float. A sensory deprivation, that's what it is. That's a little closer to reality. Yeah, so some of you I see are like going to a spa. You might be doing some kind of experience. You might be doing like infrared sauna. You might be doing like yoga. You might be kind of like lightening your social life, or you're, you know, carving out some time from family so you can kind of be alone. There's a feeling of like needing to retreat a bit though. And it's peaceful. I think it all wraps up in what we were saying earlier about taking action, but kind of like keeping it under wraps a bit. Like there's dreaming happening and there's restfulness in this. And there's also a lot of stability in the Four. So it's like retreating to regain that stability. I feel like the first few weeks of February may continue this need for retreat, but by March, most of you are going to feel ready to kind of like come out of your shell a little more, to be more open, talking to others about what you're doing, what you're working on, what you want. Yeah, the retreat also feels really important right now in order for you to be able to understand and reflect and articulate what it is that you want. Because some of you, I feel like, are really existing in this like beautiful energy of like potential, but maybe feeling a little ungrounded because you kind of don't know what to do with this potential. Like it's like you're like, have you ever had that energy feeling of just like I've got a buzz, I could do something, but what am I going to do? Anything. And you've got maybe 1,800 ideas. And it's like, maybe there's some value in taking some time to be more out in nature, walking, Seeing the greenery in the corner here, meditating, certainly, any kind of mental and physical practice, maybe even like getting on the treadmill. It doesn't have to be stillness, but it's about getting into like a meditative state to calm the nervous system and help your mind relax so you can begin to hear like that inner voice helping to articulate what it is you want. And I'm just going to end this going back to our first cards here, because I feel like the best lesson from this reading is in these two again. This is the energy of fun. It's the energy of like playfulness. It's like the energy of moving without care or worry in the world, because you have the confidence to know that you are fully supported at all times, and that your endeavors are blessed by heaven. That's what I just heard. I don't often hear that kind of phrasing, but yeah, your endeavors are blessed by heaven. So you really cannot do any wrong. All right, I'm going to end it there. Love you guys. Bye.